is the 50-50 odds are always 185 to 185. So that's where I'm going off of.
I see.
That's how the loop bet odds work, from what I've seen, in all fairness, which, you know, is quite a bit, actually, when I think about it now. Right, Level Up have got themselves one set of smokes and flashes. It might not be enough, but they've got a plan and they will be using it. Straight mid to B, smoke comes in. This could be a big mistake. There's 3 players on B and mid combined. So if this is where you want to go, good luck with that. They back off. Probably the right decision to make, Yuumi.
Yeah, just to feign a bit of a mistiming on the flash, but there's Sobol with the pistols. He's been great with them so far, especially on the CT side ones, to see if he can keep this going. Goofy's able to contribute as well at a distance. Sobol still alive with 6 HP. He gets another frag, but they take the side on the side of Level Up. AVN and Impulse, the dynamic duo between the two of them, will have to pull this one through. It's Lunatic and Darko to attempt the retake, and they've got a kit on Lunatic.
Lunatic needs to hit the immediate shot, though. The double peek comes out from the terrorist side, and he fails the first. Darko's looking for further ones. A USB has been an avid friend of his for a while now, but instead, the Glock on the other side will be decapitated and brought down. He can even pick up the kit afterwards. Unfortunately, the only loss he has is in his armor, so he will have to rebuy that later. But can I just say, the USB is loaded with the most sex appeal of a gun. I mean, the USB headshots look better than any other. Even the Deagle, they just look better. You know, the USB is like old money. It just has it. You know, it just has it all.
Yeah, you do feel really, really crisp if you hit some nice one tappers on a USP. I'd say, yeah, I'm with you there. The argument of over the Deagle or even an AK, just it seems.
Yep.
Just woof.
The sound is better.
Yeah.
You know?
More gratifying.
You might be hearing some screaming sounds from either side, as it looked like they could have been an engagement on mid via the snipers, but so far, no real life lost.
Yeah, a couple nades sailed towards the B tunnels. Nobody there for Level Up, so no bombardments, no shrapnel. Well, another play through middle. The flash a little deep, so as to capitalize on a spawn-based peek, or if they're maybe trying to poke and probe with a scout, which Meniz does have in his hands. But he's located towards the A site, so he's holding the cross, trying to support the mid-B split should a smoke come through. And there's the execute. The smoke on the boxes as well will eliminate that upwards angle. And now they're looking to crunch this B bomb site, but there's Darko taking the first face. It's traded immediately. Now Lunatic left in the hot seat.
It's not a pretty angle for Darko to be contending with, but Level Up have already found their way in onto this site. Bomb is faked out and then planted, so with their full rifles, they were pretty well favored to win everything out, in all fairness, and they will be able to close it over. I thought Darko would be good for more than one, to be honest.
Yeah.
But Darko's positioning is obviously this very strange angle to be fighting off of, because you're not going for... So the reason why Darko can't really go for the small little ridge that the window has where you can peek through it, I don't know how to explain it exactly, but the reason why he doesn't go for that is because it shows off the left side of your body pretty heavily. So although you can back off, the potential of just being shot down by multiple people is significantly higher. So instead, what he's trying to go for is just a lineup for the opportune moment to just quickly take down one and back off. Unfortunately, that position gives so much more time to the terrorist side to get close to you. So it's really a matter of picking your poison when you're fighting with mid. That's why you generally want to have another player peeking into it. But obviously, they maybe just had some comms that there's a player inside the tunnels. They maybe just had some comms of having to figure things out. You never really know what's going on with that particular play.
Yeah, it's one of those fights that's similar to Train, where you have this small little indicator because of the geometry of the cover, where you can see the feet or you can see a part of their body before they can actually take the fight on you.
Yep.
So it's understandable, but hey, PACT, they reinvest into this. They get an early kill there on Sobol. The boost play now coming out in the late round. They'd found that kill through middle, an attempted play from D to get down towards the mid doors rather rapidly. Well, Level Up, they only have space towards long, which Meniz holds down with a scout.
And Avian's been tagged up, so Meniz one more tag, and that could be the game right here. Well, the round, rather. Because the M4 that's right around the corner is waiting, and Meniz, the with a bit more aggression, still sees them, but a crouch down means Sobol just peeks forward. A good grenade will put 2 players within 1-shot territory, though Impulse might be just shy of it by 2 HP. Impulse does get tagged, but it's Dimk to fall, and now all the damage done by the scout. The MP9 here to clean things up, get the money, and the round with it. Bomb is on the ground. AVN needs to move. Lunatic ready for the interception. Lots of money, and a round stolen away that Level Up were looking forward to getting in their favor.
Yeah, after losing the pistol, Level Up had the better buy on that T side, but PACT buy back into it. They get consistent work done with the scout, and like you said, just weakened up. An easy cleanup for the SMGs to get under their belt. And this is breaking the bank of Level Up. You can see the lack of utility across the board. The full belt's actually on 3 players, but 2 completely absent on Impulse and D. So we'll have to operate around those supportive elements. See if Level Up can find something across the field with it. Maniz does get tagged up. It's not quite a substantial tag as you've seen in some other rounds, but at least a good start for Level Up to work off of. D's trying to get some space towards the A-bomb side as well, and there's actually nobody here.
First casualty of war will be Impulse. Remember, Level Up buying up over here is incredibly important. They've only got a $1,900 loss bonus, so they've got to win it. But Goofy, lined as a bat, but he's got sonar for days. D will not be found by that sonar, though, but he will be found by a turning around player. Somehow doesn't get the win in the backstab. Sobol, with 15 HP, has been given another chance, and that chance will be quickly put to test. He's getting aggressive, using this smoke as a one-way, trying to cut them off. Avian was spotted, but he went for the harder kill, and he is punished for it. Dimk to take him down, a 2 versus 3, and Dimk on the scout will try to fight back, but can he do so successfully? They're pushing up. This Lunatic finds him. Avian 1v3 brings it back down to a possibility, but that possibility is very quickly thrown to the wind, and Level Up, all they get out of this round is some damage and a bomb plant.
I like the idea there from PACT. Level Up have been going for a bit of space towards middle fairly frequently, trying to flash somebody in, see if they can sort of threaten the mid to B split early on into the rounds. So they commit 4 players into a position where they can quick rotate towards B, they can fight for middle control as well, and they really just trust Goofy to lock out that A bomb site via long control. And, well, Goofy gets the kill he needs to. They rotate in, and honestly, it's a surprise that Sobol comes away with the frag there. It really should have been D's kill, but a missed opportunity that goes a long way for PACT to get a good CT side start. A 3-1 to kick off this best-of-3 series, and, well, Level Up are on pistols, so it's not looking too likely for this coming round as well. They may have actually found a timing, though, to negate the defenses. Maniz is kind of caught between 2 minds as to hold short or long, and they're really grouping themselves up for an A-site burst.
He's waiting for this. He doesn't hit the shot initially. That's criminal on his part, and that criminality is punished. AVN quick to put him under the duress. Goofy and Sobol coming in. 2 kills across the board, but it's Sobol who continues the train forward. Demke left in a doable 1v2. Sobol doesn't have HP, but he does have the positioning, and Dimke is punished for it. The AWP will be saved, but it's off the back of some heroics from Sobol. 4 kills from the man, and that is inexcusable for Maniz.
Yeah, I think he actually got caught jumping as well, so he missed the shot, goes for the reface, and as he's about to take the next shot, I think he either gets scroll wheel bugged or he's trying to get on top of the car hood or something. Either way, he gets caught midair, and it's really not the impact you're expecting to see from that AWP presence. Again, like you said, Sobol bails them out. That's another A-site progression that he's been a thorn in the side of Level Up for. I mean, that's just way more accomplished than really it should have been expected. Just Deagles brought into the round, a singular flashbang. They didn't really have much utility to actually stop the players from peeking them.
Oh. Early control of a short has been forfeited by the CT side, but is it temporary? Are we going to see some sort of a short side retake play? We don't see that often enough from the CT side, in my opinion. I think if you give up short, you should have some protocols to always be able to retake it nicely. And with the kind of utility they have currently on the PACT side, that seems incredibly unlikely. Now, PACT have been focusing pretty heavily on this B bomb side. They have sent 2 players over this time as well as having Sobol in position to be able to rotate back. The double smoke comes through. They are the Vanguard smokes, but a Molotov directly afterwards forces Lunatic to be down, but it's Darko on the other side who gets 2 kills. Molotov is great. Impulse takes a lot of damage because of it, is forced to smoke it off, and at that point you're wondering, where did that backup go? Where is Sobol, and when does he get here? He himself could just find both these kills, but he's playing for the mid-side push that could potentially come in to face him down. AWP at the ready. Flashbang will blind him out as well. Smoke to go over towards the doors. A flashbang of his own will also be accompanying it. So Sobol looks to push through, catches them, but can't get the kill. Impulse will be brought down by Goofy instead, who's coming in from behind. Impulse is left trying to fight back, and Manice will be the one to eliminate. My bad, Goofy killed the other person, not Impulse, but still, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, surprising play for them to have made when they had Goofy on that long flank. A pretty quick one as well from the T-spawn, but it's still, they put enough pressure on. Goofy pulls the trigger in the nick of time to prevent the bomb plant, and, well, just too chaotic a situation for Impulse to really get too much accomplished. This is a great start for them. They are finding a lot of groundwork done, and they're getting the individuals to really step up in the moments, but LVLUP are getting a lot of control, it feels like, for free. The amount of times they've gotten up short towards that A bomb site, sometimes undetected, has already been a bit staggering considering how limited the rounds have been. And there's Maniz with the AWP to start things off. And it seems like they've got a gap towards this B bomb site, and well, I mean, everything's just kicking off all at once. This B bomb site still very heavily contested. And well, now it all comes to a close. Dimk can get nothing done in the 1-on-4.
Listen, all I'm going to say is I think I can see why PACT have a 50% win rate on DOS 2. Despite being 6-1 up.
There are some gaps. There are certainly some gaps.
Absolutely. But you know why there aren't any gaps? That's Hellcase. You know why there aren't any gaps? Because they're the biggest and the most known case opening website with almost 100 cases, updated case battle, upgrader, dozens of giveaways per month, and more absolutely unique features. You won't get bored with Hellcase. Where are the gaps? Where are the gaps, damn it? Well, the gaps would be in promo codes, but they've even given you those. Use promo codes to save more and grab what you deserve. Hellcase, the case opening website that apparently doesn't have many gaps.
Yeah, they've used a very sturdy sealant.
Indeed.
Get a bit of flex tape on there.
Yeah. None of that cheap duct tape that Americans keep talking about. We've got the good flex tape. I don't actually know there's a difference. Those are both foreign words for me.
It's where that's a lot of damage comes from.
Indeed. Oh, grenade.
That is quite a lot of damage.
Yep.
I mean, he's able to fall back as well, so a strong angle being held here from Goose. He can get Molotoved out, but the nades are really hurting here on the side of LVLUP. And there doesn't really seem to be any significant posturing up towards either side as of yet. No real commitments made. Of course, with a bit of long presence from that T side, it does seem like the A-bomb site is more and more likely. But Goofy's got himself in a good position to deal with it. A smoke primed as well for the inevitable push here from LVLUP.
This is a really cool little run boost as well. Jump spot. Jump speak. We can't get our words right. He will scout them out, smokes himself off as well, gives himself a one-way to work off of because of the way the heights work. Flashes are there too, peeks out from it. Dimk behind it, can't contend. Goofy is playing this beautifully. He's found the 2 kills that were necessary, but Manice, he's not scoped in. Manice really dropping the ball this game so far, and Darko and Lunatic are going to be the ones to try and pick it up, take it back to their court, and keep it with them. Be ball hogs, not let the other kids play.
Yeah, neither of them have a kit, but there's one on the ramp, so getting into this retake, they should be able to recover it en route. Impulse, though, he may peek above, he may look for a bit of information towards CT, take that fight directly. Darko making some noise, Lunatic as well shows his hand. Darko so concerned about these angles towards short because they could be playing retake, and there's AVN, that dynamic duo I was talking about before. They're trying to close it out, but Lunatic comes in and shuts both of them down. He recovers the kit en route, and he can get the defuse for PACT. A 7-1 scoreline to start off the CT side. they just can't hold on to the sites. These retakes have been so good for PACT. Even when they're getting the bomb down in some pretty dire circumstances, LVLUP just cannot close out.
I think we have a 100% retake rate so far. I don't like even the round they lost. I think they just died. I don't know if the bomb was planted.
I think it.
Well,
I think it did. Yeah, it did go off. But
well, there goes that 100%. But hey, they really care more about the W's than the stats. At least I hope so. D pushing forward, should be caught off, but instead it's Minis who falls. Man, Minis is really not having a good day whatsoever. And Darko on the other side. He's going to try and bail him out. Molotov is a little bit off the mark, but it will be burning up the bomb regardless. And with a nade behind it, it will be a kill to come through. Can I just say, Minis is an argument for socialism because he's just being bailed out every time he's doing something wrong.
I mean, that was a pretty rough peak. I don't think that's quite exemplary of how things have gone.
I know, but it has been quite a few rounds where, you know, it's been questionable. I'm not going to blame him, though. These things happen. Honestly, he had a pretty good game on Overpass, all things considered. It wasn't the star player by any stretch of the imagination, but he had a good game.
Yeah, and Diaz just kind of ruined him with that peak just last round.
Yeah,
so
it's true. It's a really good peak.
I think he actually might have been sort of moving at the same time as well, so rather unfortunate. But I mean, the scoreline very much reflected in how fortunate the PACT are feeling. They've had some great step-up moments from individual site holders. The retakes as well have been very successful. Even if they are getting caught out, even if LVLUP are getting that space that I was saying, that there are these holes, there are these gaps in the defenses. They're still able to weasel out those wins. So like you said, more concerned about the W's, but another fast play towards A. They're pressuring Minis once more. The kills on the cross are not coming through. Finally, a shot hit. And now Minis, yeah, he's going to go for more. They're actually here in numbers here for the PACT side. The bomb cannot go down. There's not enough safety, and Sobol springs in. Gets the last three. They lock things down on A. They keep everyone nice and healthy.
9-1. If this was table tennis, you would be asking for an automatic victory. Actually, I don't know if that rule applies in competitive table tennis, but Minis finding himself 2 great kills over there, and you're right, that's what allows them the clean victory. I think that's the difference maker, is that when Minis is on point and hitting his shots, the difference is that the CT side is clean. They're still winning rounds nonetheless, because Minis actually has a role to play in terms of finding them the information and whatnot as well. It's an expensive role for an AWP player, but it's still very important. But when he's hitting the shots, then it's just clean.
Yeah, Lunatic getting tagged up on the cross to start off this round. Not ideal. Down to 12 HP. So he's playing a one-and-done position. One that LVLUP may or may not check. I mean, they've played the close angle before, outside of the B tunnels. And it ended up in, I think, a Darko double kill. So things have gone well for PACT in the past, given the circumstances. The LVLUP are very fixated on this A-bomb site. I think that's fair to assume, just given the amount of space they've had in some previous rounds. But look at Goofy, he gets aggressive.
Minis, all right, sorry. Minis will be cut off. Okay, well, maybe it's just camera shy. Minis will be cut off at the head. Goofy finds yet another one in the meanwhile. Like you said, he got aggressive, and it's all down to Impulse and ABN to try and recover. Oh,
yeah, again, these last two alive. Now they're pushing forward. Sobol gets the kill on Impulse. ABN in a 1 versus 4. The tag players are certainly a factor. If it's a missed shots, that's not the way you want to start. Another retake for PACT.
That's such a fancy flashbang. Did you see that?
I actually did not.
Can we get a replay of that flashbang production? So the flashbang is thrown from inside CT spawn, and it bounces in the tiny little window next to the wall of the CT spawn ramp. I mean, no, the flash was just a little bit before this. Just a little bit before this.
Oh well.
I'm sure we can look at it in the next round. Well, we'll figure it out. But
yeah, I'm always looking for some fancy flashes. I'm surprised I missed it, to be honest. Just getting so caught up in the action.
Yeah. There's plenty of it for sure. So now Maniz once again playing the defensive role to be the first man to spot out for a short hit to come through. Smoke does fly over as well. PACT at the time being are letting LVLUP consistently get map control and make the first move. There is no sort of aggression ever since they were put on the force buy where, you know, you're going to see them going down the short catwalk, where you're going to see them going to the long doors. They have very much solidified their feet in the on the ground. They rooted down and they're waiting, and every single time they're always rewarded. Sobol finds Dimkes who's trying to jump down, and that's the goal for a B-side hit to come in. Lunatic has been so good over here with his teammate, and he does come down with 1 kill, although he's traded away. But that trade is a very fickle one, as it is 1 for 1, and 4 players on the PACT side will be kept alive. Can we see the flashbang now? Okay, look at this, look at this. This is super cool. Because when that flash goes, it actually bounces inside the window and pops right out. So that's amazing, man. That's actually amazing.
Yeah, it makes it so much harder.
Everything.
Yeah, the Gandalf can't peek into spawn. Sight can't either. Yeah, that's
an amazing plan. Wow. D.
Thank you, production.
Thank you, production. Always a pleasure, production. Goofy will find the... Oh, no, Goofy's going to be able to get the spray down on 3! Actually, spray down on 2, but one of them was his teammates who died to the Molotov. Oops.
Yeah, just a bit of a mishap, but, I mean, they all line up for... Yeah, he did.
He killed himself.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Okay. That's dedication to the cause, I guess.
Swing! Swing! I put a Molotov down. Please don't make me do it.
It's like, not like this. You promised me. No, for the people. Don't know why he sounds like a chipmunk in my head.
Make him sound like a Smurf or something.
Yeah, but Necrogenesis might be smurfing on the server this round. Walks in, gets himself that first. Darko is going to be watching his teammate take him down. Swings out. Dude, Darko and Lunatic on B side have been impressive, to say the least.
Well, there's Goofy as well coming in from behind. Actually, a missed opportunity, but Dimke is on low HP, now trying to pull things back in a 1 versus 2. There's a gap in the smoke. There's actually a sight one that could have been taken to take him down, but Lunatic actually finds him through a smoke as it's just beginning to fade in the B doors. PACT are looking solid, a 13-1 scoreline, and there's little to suggest that there's going to be any difference in this upcoming round, especially given the shortcomings that will come through. A scout, a lack of utility, and an SMG. It is not looking likely. I think just to hijack your point, that dynamic duo on that B bomb site in Lunatic and Darko, they do such a good job of balancing the aggression and the aggro, I suppose, from the T side. When they're progressing, they're always running distraction plays for each other.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. Necrogenesis. All right. I like it. I like it. Fancy name, fancy shots, but Goofy and Darko do things the old-fashioned way. Impulse will swing by to say, move aside, old-timers, but it's not their time to give up the throne just yet. Great Molotov will not spread to ramp, unfortunately, for the CT side. And the retake is on, but they are very much in wait for Lunatic, but their wait is rewarded as Darko finds yet another one. A boost could come through, but it's not needed as Lunatic has made it his way over, and that boost is just an assisted vault over to get the bomb defused and a 14-1 scoreline. PACT. An impressive half, though I don't know if I needed to say that.
Yeah, the score just speaks volumes. I mean, they are really outclassing LVLUP just in terms of the composure in the clutch. Even if the defenses seemed a little bit... It seemed a bit like an open board of cheese. You know, there's some noticeable gaps that we can see, obviously, given our bird's eye. Yeah, it is still a scrumptious endeavor. They've got the crackers lined up, and they've been delivering.
Ooh. I'm hungry.
Yeah, let's not delve too deep into a food discussion. This could be a very quick first map, considering the long-winded state of affairs in our first game of the day, or our first game of the series. That could be a welcome change, but PACT are trying to make progress onto B. So far, the entry's going the way of LVLUP. They finally deal with Necrogenesis. It's actually D who takes a headshot, but reciprocates. LVLUP do have a slim man advantage, and okay, they're pushing in. The flash is a bit mistimed, and while Darko is cleaning things up, this is not a comfortable endeavor whatsoever. PACT again close it out. Well, I didn't expect the pistol to just sort of take control so quickly.
It's like trying to get into a crowded bus window, really. It's just, you're clamoring, you're fighting with one another. They were bumping into each other. There was some movement shenanigans going on there. And speaking of shenanigans, our partners at LoopBet might be slightly done with these shenanigans, as we have an impressive odds scoreline over here. Lunatic comes in with 2 kills. He's really assisting and giving credence to those odds further and further. Necrogenesis left alone, and I think that's all. That's all.
That's all, folks. Give him a classic Looney Tunes exit. Yeah, this has not been the cleanest game. There was still this slim line of thinking, the one timeline that existed that he maybe wins that, brings the second round to level up scoreline, but it is a shutdown. It is a complete domination on Dust 2. I'm surprised it went that direction, given the exploitable angles that Level Up seemed to get in quite a few of those rounds. But I mean, PACT, as soon as that bomb's down, they just enter a sixth element. They're just like, yep, get out of my sight. Get out of the server.
My bad. Sorry. Just suddenly had to sneeze. I've been trying to stop that for a while. But anyhow, yeah, I think the map might have been over faster than I sneezed, although it was probably slightly more impressive than mine. So there you have it. Second map coming up will be Nuke. First map, I think Lunatic on that B-bomb side along with Darko just made everything look incredibly impressive. And with the B-bomb side being on such significant lock and key and the retakes of A being so strong, it seemed like there was never any chance in the first place for Level Up to really get into this. Level Up now have a chance to take it to 3, but after that 16-1, I'm left with more than a few doubts about that particular notion. We'll be back in just a bit with map number 2 to see whether or not Level Up can make it 3. And we're back. No flipping coins this time because it's Malta Vibes brought to you by Gaming Malta, a home of gaming excellence. Yumi on the microphone with me as always. And we've got for you a pretty interesting game one, all in all. I think we've got some stats to show you as well from that. I think what really surprised us was the sheer amount of dominance that we saw from Sobol.
Yeah, he led the way for PACT. He bailed them out of a number of rounds where LVLUP were taking that A-bomb site. Understandable why he ends up on there. I mean, look at the KD ratio, 3.67. I mean, that's a fantastic...
That's a great GPA.
Yeah, he's looking real pretty. On the other side of the coin, the highest performer, AVN, it's met with a bit of turmoil. I mean, if that's your biggest gun coming out the gates, you can't expect too much.
That's a small gun.
Yeah.
Put it that way. LVLUP not having the best of times on the first map, 16-1. Could have even been a 16-0. They actually won their force buy round after losing a pistol round. So surprisingly enough, couldn't get more off the back of that. Saved themselves a little bit more trouble. But hey, it is what it is. And we're looking forward to their own map pick to see if they can do a little bit better. I personally am skeptical after the performance we saw in the first map, after the kind of retakes that they give up here and there. I don't know what LOA means, but I'm guessing it means line of action, as in this is the line of action that we don't want to talk about. So we're not going to be telling you guys the score of that. It's hidden. It's going to give you more suspense for Nuke. It's like, could LVLUP be coming in a 2-0? Could PACT maybe be about to 2-0 this themselves? Admittedly, I just set the map score earlier on, but it's okay.
It's been averted from our viewers' gaze. You have to verify your account on Twitch. You have to make sure that you're over 18 because it was a complete whitewash. It's only for mature audiences to witness.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I don't know that I can really dispute what you're saying. The fact that Nuke comes in and it's still a map that PACT play, LVLUP. It was just such a individualistic performance from them, and they just couldn't get their guns primed enough. I mean, just the amount of times that retakes came into play, the amount of times that individuals from PACT were able to shut down progressions it's staggering. It really is, especially when we saw them sort of lose their footing in the first game of the group when they went up against Gambia youngsters. They start off well, they end pretty poorly, then they just come out right the gate like, yeah, we're going to emerge out of this lower bracket, and they've really set the tone for this best of three.
And I believe that PACT has a higher win rate on Nuke than LVLUP does, which is kind of depressing when you consider that it is their map pick. And I think one thing that's the scariest for me personally is the exact words you use is that this was an individualistic performance. I say that this was not an individualistic performance. I think this was just an istic performance because there were no individuals showing up. So, hey. But on a more serious note, when you've got yourself a 39% win rate on your own map pick and the enemy team has a 43% win rate on it, with more maps played than you, with better teams that they played against than you, because honestly, losing to OG, I'm not even counting that in their win rate because it's OG. Obviously, you're going to lose to them. And then, some of the teams that PACT has been losing to, I find it perfectly forgivable. Sprout is literally in ESL 1 Cologne. Losing to Sprout is, again, I would debate and say that's not the end of the world for a team of this caliber. Similarly, all other losses that I see to similar level teams, they're all like 16-12s and 16-13s, which is just a testament to, okay, if the knife round maybe goes one way, if a guy doesn't sneeze while he's holding an angle, you're basically literally a coin flip away from winning. So compare that with LVLUP, and LVLUP statistics on Nuke are all over the place. You've got yourself a 4-16 versus Kova. You've got yourself an 8-16 versus AGF, a 9-16 versus Wisla Krakow, a 7-16 versus the Dice, who I don't even know who the Dice is. I think they're just a French team in advance. So all in all, not the prettiest of signs, but we're all about what's inside. We're not about external beauty. So Yumi, tell me what's inside LVLUP that can actually drive them across a couple of rounds.
I suppose the fact that they have a double up available to them, should they end up on that CT side, I think that would be a tough one to crack, even if you are PACT to, like you said, favor up against bigger and better teams in general. Just the idea that AVN is a kind of a supportive element typically, and he comes out of Dust 2 in a pretty favorable manner for the side. Those are good signs. Some good signs. It's really hard to grasp at this thin thread and to really pull it apart and say like, oh yeah, behind this flag the whole time was LVLUP. They're gonna win the series. But it's very much going to be an uphill battle. I mean, I said it before, the fact that when we looked at this group and we look at LVLUP compared to the rest of the teams, they were always going to be the underdog. This is not an unsurprising result whatsoever, just in the fact that you have teams like Gambit Youngsters, Forza, PACT, all of them very, very easily will take down teams outside of the sort of top 60, top 50. So it's always going to be an uphill battle. I think if they get the start on the CT side, that will go a long way for LVLUP, because I think they can get those AWPs online. They can get a bit more confidence under their belt. But, I mean, as far as we can tell from the knife round now elapsing, they may not even get that freedom of choice. So I'm really grasping it really small straws here.
Well, I think you're right. I think that's really the only hope they have. It's so much, but I need to see more from them before I can comment. Now we play the good old game of guess the odds from our partners over at LootBed, and I'm gonna go with a 3. I was gonna go with something a little bit more heavy. I was gonna say a 3 for PACT and a 150 for LVLUP, but this is still also. I mean, sorry, the other way around. My bad, the other way around. But you know, this is also close to estimation.
Yeah, you're rounding up. They're not rounding at all. So,
indeed, because they're precise, they're accurate, they're loot.
Oh yeah. What's the classic old yeehaw? He's got the dualies on top of the hut, and if they're crunching towards that A bomb site, they could meet Max Payne himself. I mean, good start finding Minis, and they've rotated towards the lower site already, so they're ready and prepared for LVLUP. They don't even hear Darko rotate in. They dropped the bomb, they got themselves into position, but Darko, again with these pistols, LVLUP just can't get anything done. The heavy rotation from that CT side, they're swarming the site, and yeah, they have a bit more control towards A. They have a player that can flank through the vents, but that's a very, very small silver lining for them because they don't have the bomb, they don't have the site.
AVN and Impulse looking to make their way back in one way or another, but those ways are closed off. Sobol has put down roadblocks, and those roadblocks are going to take your head off. They're the kind of roadblocks that Hercules finds in his adventures, the swiping big old giant axes made of USB bullets.
Yeah, just to highlight, Sobol and Darko have been really pivotal for PACT across all of these CT pistol rounds. It seems like one of them or both of them will get double kills pretty consistently for PACT. So, yeah, and,
as a duo, they just play really well against off of each other as well.
Well,
Darko. Important positioning, but Lunatic around this corner might be given a chance to start counting checks very soon. Necrogenesis has revealed his shadow, and he should know that that's happened. Lunatic is looking to peek out. He doesn't quite connect with the full kill, so he's forced to re-peek. It's actually Goofy who comes out with 2 of those. Darko and Sobol are still coming out unscratched as CT side will come through without a single casualty. LVLUP, yes, they have a buy, but this is already worrying signs heading into this.
Yeah, they'll have a stronger buy than the PACT as they look to capitalize on a bonus round. Of course, the MP9s, the Scout still in play for that CT side. This is where we get to the meat and potatoes, right? This is where we get to see if there's culinary chefs in the kitchen, or it's an old high school dropout friend of yours that really just trying to scramble some grub up together to survive.
Why has he got to be dropped out?
I don't know. I was just trying to paint a picture. Maybe a little bit too harsh, but ooh, meaty made, a good entry there from AVN in response.
Falls. Trying to fight back, and he will find the headshot. Darko and Sobol both alive, so I will give these players room for the impossible as they find the first. It's now back to a 3 versus 4 with the position of one player that is very much known. Sobol looking to peek forward. AVN around the corner will take the duel and win it. Darko now has to play off of his teammate's dead body. His brother will be joined by some company, and it's not quite what he was expecting in the afterlife. He was hoping for some T-side players to drop by so he can laugh at their face, but instead, it is going to be Darko right behind him. Lunatic left in a 1 versus 4. If he gets one more kill, then that's probably worth it because the $600 puts him right over for buying up as well as he wants. So this angle is still pretty valuable. AVN coming out is very much under risk of immediate fire as he will be tagged down. A Molotov towards the back lines, followed up by a good grenade that could have done a lot of damage. It's even a flash. He's trying to do as much damage as humanly possible, and he's done it. He's gotten himself the second kill, up to $5,500, and the T side will lose a lot of their players because of it. Yes, it's a very clean round from Level Up, and it's a big win for them to get, but Lunatic finding those kills is incredibly important to both his and the T-side economy, which can now be reset completely at this stage.
Yeah, really good decision there, just to go for containment. Like you said, do as much damage as possible, given that the round was lost, especially because they were still on the bonus, so farming up some additional cash on the MP9 as well certainly goes a long way. In fact, we see the SMG brought forward once more for PACT, this time in Goofy's hands. There's still a strong buy from the PACT, and they've got Minis on the AWP to try and contest at distance. You see the buy from Level Up isn't the strongest either. They've got a couple SMGs in their own right. They're trying to get themselves some fast footing towards the say bomb site. Fast play, the flashes work wonderfully. Sobel able to get one, but Dimkate there to trade. The site once again taken, and a missed shot on the AWP from Minis. That actually could have been an equalizer, but still a man advantage held for Level Up.
This is already a much better looking Level Up than what we saw on Dust 2. The way they take control of the A bomb site as well is so nice because Sobol in that position, he gets one kill and then he's expecting the standard play to come through. He's expecting a player to push through the squeaky smoke, but instead, because he hasn't really strafed backwards enough, what happens is a delayed peek from the bomb site itself. Dimkay is the one to actually come in and find his head because they know that Sobol's going to turn around for the squeaky player and they know they can punish him in that position. So that's just beautifully done from PACT, not Stack. Looking Stack from Level Up. I've gotten so used to saying beautifully done from PACT from the first map that it's a little bit strange. Level Up already though off to a great start, even if PACT will have another buy in this position.
Yeah, this should be the last one in the tank, should they get enough eliminations here on Level Up, and that means they can get some real distance on this T side. Thought it had to be a clean start on the CT side for them to really pull things forward, but like you said, they're finding some new footing. Well, maybe there is a culinary chef in the kitchen.
Ooh la la. And yes, he is French.
Oh.
Necrogenesis. Moving downwards, the op on the other side, though, has thrown maybe a dash of spice too much into this recipe. Level Up are burning up, and can they find the water to douse the flames? Not much utility on the side of PACT, so literal burning can at least be avoided for a little while, but Goofy's Deagle could still be the metaphor which ends them.
Well, Sobel from up high will contribute the first. Dimkay does spot that low ground player going for the trade. That's the bomb drop now from Sobel. The FAMAS coming up big. The damage done as well. Goofy converts the Soul D in a 1 versus 4. The smoke, okay, it's not even the players emerging from it. It's Darko on that rotation that catches him from behind, looking and honoring the smoke. A third round for the PACT. And that could have been a reset round. That could have been some compounding moments for that T side to operate out of. Instead, they are set back.
And they do so very effectively on the CT side to the point where now if you lose, yes, you're reset. You're not going to have a buy. But if you're losing and you save 3 weapons, you still have a very good buy. Sobol, Lunatic, Minis, all with good money at this stage. Ooh. That's a great spray down though. Impulse, perfect control, and Lunatic stuck around for a little bit too long as he was going for the cross. That's excellent from Impulse to find the early kill.
Yeah, great timing for Impulse to be able to hit. Crossing garages are never the safest option, but one that teams do like to operate around. It gives you a bit more main control, a hard angle to clear and flush out from the T side. And that is no longer a factor. They do still have Maniz outside, locking things down with the AWP, so that presence is still being felt for Level Up. Some good little overheads as you see what Maniz is up to. Ooh, the miss on the flick. I don't think he can quite escape safely. Yeah, so a smoke deployed to try and get him out of this position, but he's actually still staying. 3 HP remains on him. Snowball contributes to the M4. Oh, and they swing out wide. They take the fight straight to Level Up. Goofy looking for a bit more space towards lobby as Maniz looks to reposition.
That's beautiful from Goofy. He's even come through with another. It's a 2v1, yes, a lot of damage dealt by the terrorist side, but ultimately, this is a bubbling CT side, which is happy to have taken that round home with 2 players. Maniz could have also been a casualty, but now, because of those 2 players, because of the earlier $1,000 apiece that they had, you can start to see an economic base being built up, which will mean there is perpetual incentive for PACT to save 2 guns because they will be able to buy up a game. So despite losing the early man, PACT are still able to finish things off with a great A-side play. We've seen Goofy be fantastic over behind the batteries.
Yeah, really, the rotations from PACT have been very good at shutting down the progressions from the T side. Goofy, a long spray towards lobby. They're going to be able to... Oh, no! AVN could have tracked him down. As I said, Impulse steals it away. And actually, they've turned this round on its head. A 3 versus 2. They're really tagged up on this Level Up side. They have some sight control. They have some weapons recovered as well. Now with the bomb being planted, the kill from Darko. Yeah, that's crucial. He equalizes the affair. Both these players so low HP for Level Up.
That's all about the angles. It's all about playing them perfectly. Both these guns have theoretical one-hit potential onto the CT side players. But theory needs to be actualized at this point. Great crossfire from the terrorist side will be met by a CT advent, which needs to hurry up. There isn't a kit. They're going to fight back. They get the job done. The defuse should come through. Do they have time? Yeah. They have a kit on the ground, on the sidelines, and that's well communicated amongst them as they will be able to get it in the nick of time.
Yeah, definitely a more worrying round for PACT against the pistols, but they still get things done on the retake. A great bit of damage done, some unfortunate timing and ammo contributions from the Level Up side. Could have made things a little bit cleaner, but they'll be happy with the bomb plant in that round, given the limited investment. Of course, now the rifles come back into play. They don't get an AWP out for the T side to work off of, so Maniz will be largely uncontested. We'll see if he actually gets a bit aggressive. Posturing up outside, he's going for red crate very early on. He wants to get in their face.
Oh, Maniz finds himself the early kill. And if I'm not wrong, Sobel will have heard that smoke collide with Dimke, who's now sitting on 99 HP because of it. Maniz is positioning with the AWP, looking to exploit them, but he's dropped down, and Sobel will peek out at the wrong time. Dimke, the one to be traded soon, but it's a 4 versus 3 in the favor of the CT side. Level Up on the other side are trying to fight back, but Goofy's been such a massive stopping force. He's found one moving and playing around the smoke. He gets good damage, but good damage is not all he needed. Still 2 players alive who can go for it. Impulse finds another one with his 4 HP, no less. Maniz, his position is known. They heard him drop down in defense, so D is expecting this. D is going to be going for a swing soon enough with the help of that flashbang. Impulse, with that 4 HP, is doing it all. A flash will keep Lunatic at bay as well. Impulse has got to get the headshot.
Has to be pinpoint precision now that it comes to the one-on-one. The health advantage certainly favors Lunatic. Around the boxes they'll go, and it's a jumping game. Almost catches Lunatic mid-air. That was his time to strike, but Lunatic adjusts in time. That HP plays a significant factor, and PACT, they edge out another victory. They even keep their hands on the AWP.
And Manise's positioning has continually been something that I can put to question at certain times. But if I'm putting to question Hellcase, the only question I'm asking is, what is Hellcase and why is it showing up on the screen? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's the biggest and most known case opening website with almost 100 cases, updated case battle, upgrader, dozens of giveaways per month, and more absolutely unique features. And guess what? That means you won't get bored with Hellcase. You can use the promo code to save more and grab what you deserve as well.
Clean segues, but rocky rounds. Maniz again striking first with the AWP. The aggressive style he's taking up so far on Nuke has been a great thing to witness, considering the passive plays we've known PACT for throughout the day. And while Lunatic is still aggressive himself, Necrogenesis feels the wrath of that. The flashes come over, and although they're good, AVN's able to adjust and find the frag. Maniz gets one back, and then suddenly it's just Impulse. A 1 versus 4 on the table, on the cards, but a very, very difficult one at that, and little space really given to him.
I'm not quite sure what table you go to, but it might not be the same as mine.
There's only one card
Impulse
on the table.
Yeah. Now the question is it the ace or not? Impulse taking a peek forward, finds the first one, looking for more. And as it turns out, the flank from behind is not even needed. Darko takes him on in a 1 versus 1. PACT find their 7th round. Level up. They are very quickly finding themselves without a table to play at as well.
Well, there is at least the small silver lining. They've got more rounds than they did in Dust 2. That's a jab more than anything else, but hey, they can maybe get a few more. The anti-ecos haven't been the cleanest for PACT. That is certainly something that we can talk about. We'll see if things improve. Maniz gets a nice shot with the AWP. AVN taken down. He repositions to try and reinforce outside, who does seem like he'll be getting some action his way. Lunatic was trying to hold things down, but he's been smoked off. They've been allowed to cross, and Maniz there for the shot, the pullback, the Molotov deployed as well. They're trying to rush him down. They succeed. They get the AWP into their hands.
Well. Level up. Oh dear, no, they had a chance, but Darko just comes in, completely removes them from the server. We are very much seeing what is becoming a slow devolution of Nuke back towards map number 1. Quick question.
Sure.
What knife does Darko have in his hands? Because that's so many cool animations.
So you put me on the spot now. I've fallen out of favor of skins. I used to be really on the ball. Then they came out with a few too many knives. You know, I'm happy with my M9 bayonet, and I've not looked elsewhere. I have eyes for no other.
I see. A loyal man. A loyal man. Level up, probably looking for any route back to reality at this point, though. Loyalty is a thought for later times. Impulse trying to fight back in the meanwhile. PACT will be able to withdraw their forces without any casualties suffered.
It is a survival knife, just to answer your question.
Thank you.
Just for curiosity's sake, but Level Up are getting a little bit curious themselves. Some exploration outside. They find Maniz, but AVN, once again, there's a kill elsewhere for PACT to balance things out, keep themselves in a narrow advantage. Genesis gonna be found by Lunatic, and although they got some space, they have this potential to flank through heaven. These kills need to be crucial. That is clinical from DA first. Oh, okay, a couple of procedural shots, and actually this flanking element from Impulse could be well timed. They could find a space and a gap towards that A site to exploit.
So HBB downed when Soulball and Darko are alive. It doesn't matter. These two players are telepathic, and Level Up need to up their game to be able to take them down at this stage. D, moving around the corner, is going to be spotted out. Soulball the one to do it. Soulball's going to take a duel and lose it out. Darko's been given some space, but Darko's space may still prove to be insufficient. He's got a flashbang and incendiary, but no kit. It can be picked up from the ground. If I'm not wrong, it's right in front of him. But as he peeks out information, and T-side players with it are also going to be right in front of him as well. Well picked up, peeks forward, knows where the second player should be. Molly's out heaven, beautifully played, waiting for the peek to come through. They've smoked it off as well and given themselves a one-way while they're at it. Flashbang to go forward. It should be blinding heaven. That gives him a 1v1 duel. Darko's got a shot. He didn't hear it, but he will look. And he will face and he will crush the level up dreams. A 1 versus 2 played to perfection. Da Vinci could not have painted it better. Look at this. The flashbang not shown in the replay. That made it all possible, but my oh my, that was beautiful.
Yeah, players will often shy away from utility usage in clutch moments. You can so often get timing. You can get caught with nades in your hands as a result, but he uses his utility to a flawless degree. Like you said, I mean, just reading the positions of level up in fantastically, forcing out utility of their own right, forcing the 1v1 duels. And that's heartbreaking for level up. That looked like a good round for them to get on board. They get D to perform, they get the kills necessary, but it's not enough. Now to start off this round, Impulse has gone down, there's a kill right back for level up, so they've actually equalized the affair into a 3-on-3. And Darko's still looking for fights. The PACT are playing with a newfound confidence. They were so timid and tepid in the first game of the day, and now they really have a stride to their step. They're even pushing through towards lobby. If they'd pushed much further, they would have actually found the bomb.
Oh, Sobel, very important kill for him to find. Darko as well, just out-positioning level up continually. PACT are making this look easy, Yumi.
Yeah, outside of these small glimpses from AVN and D, where they've hit some really nice clean headshots, this has been a bit of a struggle bus. We'll see if AVN can pull back a 1 versus 2 in his own right. 40 seconds left, some utility to get him into the vent if possible. Trying to make sure that the vent is shot out. Actually trying to feign potential rotations to B. They haven't moved an inch. And well, there's Darko to execute. Yeah, they were so prepared for that fight, just playing together. PACT get to double digits.
Yeah, this is... I believe the technical term is not a pretty sight.
Huh.
Yeah. I was an art appraiser once upon a time. Did you know that, Yumi?
I feel like you've upset many an artist with appraises like not a pretty sight in the comments.
Well, you know, YouTube commenter, art appraiser, what's the difference?
Okay, they're running through Molotovs, man.
Yeah. I think they're a little bit checked out at this point, honestly. Who would it be? Maybe trying to fight back, but Darko just decapitates him. A single point of HD. That's... Come on, Darko, don't try and save the arm. Don't add insult to injury. There's already enough insult as it is.
Now, I respect that. He wasn't willing to part with the AK, but he was telling his teammate to ditch his M4. Grab
you know what? That's actually true. That's actually true. Always like to see a player going for self-interest when it's a scoreline like this one. Level up, unfortunately, not looking like they are going to be given much of a chance, even on their own map. Put it that way.
Yeah, I didn't realize PACT got 2 picks in the veto. It is really looking like it. 11-2 so far. Honestly, if they recover to 11-4, it's still workable, but there's not many lifelines.
Ooh. Grenades finds one. Gonna get more. Yes, he can. Second one connects as well. The 4 versus 2 as Darko chimes in with 1 and actually 2 of his own. And AVN, as always, the last man left alive is... I'd say he's wondering where his teammates went, but I think he stopped wondering that 6 or so rounds ago. Goofy will reunite him with his teammates. At this point, he's just wondering, okay, my teammates are taking a short break. When do I get to kick back with them? Not a single player on the level up side on double digits so far. It's a hard life.
Yep, this is the same level up that had an overtime victory against Windstrike. They beat Simon in a best of 3. They beat Isaaco Boars.
Yep. They're also they lost 19-17 against Forza. So
Yeah.
Forza is a really good nuke team, by the way. So I don't know, man. Jim K at least does find another kill for his tally, which wasn't looking too pretty before. Lunatic's been looking pretty throughout, though, and he will continue to rain down aesthetic justice onto this map. 13-2. PACT get about as good of a half as you can hope for on the CT side of Nuke.
Yeah, it's just such a deflated level up, it seems. Like, the decision-making that they're having to go through, running through utility to try and catch PACT off guard. Sure, that can work sometimes. Sure, you might be able to muster together a round, but that's never going to be consistent, even if they had one. You can see the odds from our partners over at LootBet. They're about where you'd expect. We saw it a little bit worse on Dust 2, but I mean, now that
I don't know, man.
On the T side, I mean, they're giving them a little bit of leeway. Now they're on the CT side, I feel like.
I don't know if I agree with that, but we'll have to wait to see. Impulse trying to fight back. He does get 2, looking for 3, but Goofy and Sobel with the responses keep things even. There's a kit, yes. Necrogenesis, however, dodges a nade, and G in the back lines picks up one as well. Necro comes in with another. Bomb's not planted, and the T side is interrupted in their pursuit of victory. PACT allowed level up a 3rd round.
You say allow, but some good shots being coming through from Impulse, and good rotations as well. Level Up just they just took the fights. They weren't playing for a retake. They weren't trying to play it slower. They just wanted to make sure that PACT couldn't get that bomb down, couldn't establish themselves up into post plants. Well, now do we get to see a nice clean start on the CT side? Do they get 3 in a row?
Impulse finds one. Yeah, look, this should be a clean one. Next one is the one where, you know, you'll see the AKs, but Lunatic doesn't have a bomb either, just a very good-looking Glock skin, which he'll be trying to lose to the CT side players. Let's see if you're a T side. That's a real strategy. You need to have really good-looking Glock skins, so the CTs will pick up the Glock skins, and that way, their pistols are just as bad as yours are.
I guess some water elementals, or
that's not bad. So it's okay. It's not quite the newer ones, but yeah, it's a classic.
Yeah, whatever, man. That's just like your opinion, Mr. Art Appraiser.
Hey. It's acceptably pretty. Well, Level Up have got to have a beautiful spree of rounds to come through before we can really start counting them back into the game. Full AKs coming out on the other side, and Level Up are hoping that this bonus round is one that they can win, because when you're down 4-13, there's no such thing as a bonus round. There's just rounds that you really desperately need to win.
Yeah, that cannot be understated. If PACT get a small inch, you just know that they're gonna really run into it, make things uncomfortable for Level Up moving forward. Nice little bit of ladder movement there from Sobel, getting enough distance so he gets some speed, but not giving up a sound cue. It's the little things. And well, the wall of smokes is no little thing. That's a signal for Level Up that the B bomb site may be an intended target. That secret control is going to be felt by PACT. There's no early rotation there from Level Up either to contest it. With 40 seconds left, I mean, Impulse has made that rotation towards the lower site, but there's going to be a lot of presence coming him in AVN's direction.
Well, this will be a... Oh no, that's really bad, because it also keeps the door open at the same time. It gives the T's so much more wiggle room to actually go in and penetrate the bomb site itself. Impulse is now having to adopt so much more of a defensive angle, and Darko feels comfortable going in. Goofy gets a 45-degree spin on AVN, somehow can't connect with the good old backstab, leaving both the MP9s in a very difficult spot. Despite 3 players being low, it's still a 2 versus 5.
That has absolutely crumbled. All around a single piece of utility, it felt like, as well.
Yep.
Because he can't fight at the doors anymore. He doesn't have the cover from that angle for the headshots. It's That is really uncomfortable. There may be a couple players that go down with the bomb here from PACT. I don't know that they've got quite enough distance. Lunatic's in trouble. I think Goofy's safe. Okay, never mind. They're all safe. They're all chilling.
Yep. They're all good.
And I'm still
14th round on the board, and PACT feels like they could be set for victory.
Seems like we'll have a technical timeout. Yeah, I always get spun out because I'm so used to the old style bombs that would just penetrate everything.
Demolish.
Yeah, they just destroy you if you're anywhere near.
Or world endings.
My brain's
Honestly,
still archaic.
Yeah, honestly, when I saw the Inferno bomb, like the Inferno spot in pit where you can hide, I remember thinking to myself, "This is, I mean, you've got to be joking, right? Like this can't be a thing." And then turns out it was. It also turns out that you can actually survive inside the inside the Dust 2B bomb site as well, as long as you're in platform or in car.
Just hiding behind car. Yeah, it's a bit silly.
Yeah. It is, especially when you consider how powerful both those angles are in Dust 2B and in Inferno Pit. I feel like, see, here's the thing, Yumi. If an angle is so powerful at defending the bomb, I want people to die if they stay in it.
Yeah, I could understand that. Risk reward, right?
Yeah, especially because it's T side. Like, I'm not punishing the CT side economy. I'm punishing T side.
Yeah, a large amount of those changes came through with Vertigo entering the pool, right? The fact that you could be on the platform below and still take a lot of bomb damage. I think that was I think there were specific
Inferno and Dust 2. Yeah, that was specific to Vertigo, but Inferno and Dust 2 have been things since they were released as maps. Their bomb damage has been constant.
I mean, you do take a lot of bomb damage if you're in the V-bomb site on Dust 2.
Dust 2?
Yeah.
I think you survive with 25 HP on platform.
Yeah, but I mean, that's like a nade or like a tag. I don't see that as being too
I don't
stupid.
know, man. I don't know. I still feel like, you know what? If you survive with 10 HP, then I'm fine with it. Because the thing is, 25 is what, like, just that nade, just that tag. It's just, I just think it's, I think it's too much. I think it's too little risk.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Like, if you are electing to stay inside the bomb site, not giving the CTs a chance to kill you, because the CTs also need something out of it. You know, you've got in a bomb plant, you're getting the round win, you're probably going to have good money because you're T side. CTs need to have a chance to actually punish you. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Now, what's really, really unfair, though, is Overpass. Because I do not know where I die. There are just way too many places if the bomb is planted on the A bomb site, because the verticality of that map as well is it's actually quite prominent, but there's just too many places for me to die.
Like if it's planted on B and you're trying to escape towards A, if you go through banana or bathrooms, you're actually moving geographically closer to the bomb.
Yes.
So
yeah. Strange times. But we are going to come back into regular times, and these times are strange enough as they are. 14-4. Molotov from Necrogenesis. Scooby-Doo is not casting anymore. And Darko's the first one to fall. Very important kill to find as well, considering he is, of course, the current top fragger on the side of PACT. But PACT have proven themselves worthy and capable of coming back with 4v5s time and time again. Impulse caught off in his retreat. Will fall. That's the equalizer that they were looking for.
Raggy, this could turn out to be a really rough round. Oh dear, now Miniz gets caught out on the flank, trying to get something going, prevent the vent drop. AVN's made the rotation in as well. Things are getting better here for Level Up. An unfortunate timing for Impulse, but the rest of the team able to compensate. Now a 2 versus 4, the bomb gets planted. You can see how much respect they're giving, and AVN's been eliminated. Now they push through door, but Lunatic answers back. They double up. They're actually moving into the same position. They think better of it at the last second. Sobol, 4 HP, a 1 versus 2. The bomb planted, very exposed. Do they know where he is?
Seems like they don't, because the bomb's not planted for him. He peeks out. It's too late. Sobol could have done it. Could have won the round for his team, but a little bit too afraid. Didn't use the flashbang either. I wouldn't have minded him to just speak out with the flashbang if he's that afraid, but obviously At the end of the day, when you've got 4 HP, it's very difficult
Yeah.
to make a decision like that. So it's excusable. Level up, however, great retake comes through despite them losing the advantage they had gained very quickly in a trade across the map. The important thing is that they flash into Squeaky, allowing them to get another kill, which gives them the advantage yet again. So at the end of the day, they played the trade game. They get a 2v1, and now they're fighting for outside. AVN has pushed forward. He's behind the ball. He's found the bomb and 2 kills with it. AVN still looking for more, and he might as well just shut the door right in their faces because this smoke is giving him more and more space to navigate. He's giving his teammates more and more space to come in and back them up. D is ready to pick up the baton and keep this relay race running.
Yeah, still a marathon to progress, and Necrogenesis holds a rotation. Him with Dimke, they've prevented any sort of progression towards A. Maniz, his presence is known. They know he got himself down towards Secret because they had D earlier on listening for that position. They have all reallocated, repositioned on this level up side. Dimke now playing at the far vent. If it's a crunch towards this A bomb site, it's going to be a tough order, tough task for PACT to get firm control of that site and flush these players out into the open. Still 40 seconds left on the clock. Necrogenesis is doing so much by eliminating any lobby presence.
Maniz's position is crucial. If he can't find the initial kill, that'll be the big difference maker. He's going to reveal their positioning. Flashbang goes over as well. It should be blinding out the second bench player, but Dimke dodged it out. Necrogenesis comes in from behind. And he might as well be named Recrogenesis because he is very much getting a few of those pounds and punches in. What does Necrogenesis mean? I know that's a word.
Like the beginning of, like, I think it means like the beginning of death.
It's a Magic the Gathering card.
Oh,
but,
interesting.
But yes, I think the Latin translation would be the beginning of death. You're getting technical. Or the creation of death, more like it. Timke has created some death on the server, as Darko will fall. And I believe the bomb could be planted over here. Impulse will make forward. It's going to be a chunky one. And with Sobol already having been tagged up, that bomb will be denied from that one nade. Oh, beautiful shot from Goofy, but it's only the one.
I love well-placed utility. It's a joy to watch.
It's actually one of the most exciting things there is. See, I appreciate that you share my love for utility.
Yeah, that's why I was so bummed out that I missed the flashbang before. It's
Don't worry, man. Production's got us.
Yeah, production has saved the day.
Beautiful shot, though. Always nice to see a few of these as well. But CT side economy will be slightly better for that round. Of course, it's one of the few rounds where they have saved more than 2 players. Level Up still have a way to go. They have only gotten the halfway mark for the equalization, rather. Sobol peeks upwards, catches a CT with a grenade in his hand, but can't connect with the initial headshot that he required.
And a lot of outside pressure mounting here for PACT. Impulse looked like he wanted to rotate and see if there's a gap in the smoke he could capitalize off of, but because of the flawless execution outside, not able to get that angle. I think spotted out as well. Lunatic's that forward position will have been identified. Impulse, if he goes for that peek, he might be in for a world of hurt, though. There's players gathering in the garage. They could look to swing there. Oh, they're run boosting over the other side. This may catch Impulse off guard, that forward angle, but look at where he's positioned. He's deep. He's prone onto that position. Make sure they cannot progress. Level Up have lost Dimke all the meanwhile. Once again, Sobol makes his way down the ladder. It seems like an A-site split is on the cards. It's really about when PACT pull the pin, because 30 seconds left. They're actually going down towards Secret instead. Maniz has been lost.
28 seconds. Sobol needs to find his duel towards D. That secondary op will ring true, though. Sobol to fall. Great timing on the Molotovs. Darko will break the glass in an attempt to molly out Impulse, but Impulse will intercept him beforehand. And now they've gone for the double didgeridoo dodge as they've quickly turned back, gone towards that A bomb site, planted the bomb down. Impulse, AVN, Necro, all three of these have been heavy hitters to bring things back for the CT side. But the bomb's not planted in their favor, and why would it be? Nades, flashes, the work's all going out. Goofy waiting for them to come through. This is all going to come down to Goofy hitting that first shot if they are going to drop down and come his way. Goofy peeking forward. He knows he's got the angle, waiting for the AWP, but it's Impulse to cut him off beforehand. Great retake protocol coming out from Level Up as they make their way to the 8th round. And I can see why they feel more comfortable on Nuke. I'll put it that way. I can see why. But T-side definitely needed some work. Otherwise, I would have a lot more faith in them to bring things back at this point.
Yeah, it only takes one mistake, right? The rotations are good from Level Up. They understand where they should be and how they should be rotating when they see certain executes, when they see outside pressure. They're moving into good positions on the lower bomb site to make sure that it's as difficult as possible for PACT. But it all just takes a couple of nice entries or a couple of faster entries, really, from PACT to get the ball rolling. And look at this progression towards ramp. Lunatic there with the immediate kill on Impulse, who was just rotating in to help. His teammates got himself towards the lower site instead.
The problem is that Lunatic is the one who finds the kill, and if I'm not wrong, the kill feed doesn't show Minis. So when Lunatic gets the kill, Minis has gone all the way over towards the Hell area. This 5v4 becomes a whole lot more doable because of Minis' position. What he does will decide the fate of his team at this point. AVN is checking for this angle, so the initial duel is going to be everything. Now, there's a minute left on the clock, so plenty of time for the T's to try and work this advantage, but utility is very much lackluster. They catch off Necrogenesis but can't complete the kill. It's another Molotov that they just rushed through though, and that's 2 this round so far. It's a 2 versus 4 as D brings it back somewhat, rather Dimk brings it back somewhat, and D will bring himself back onto the site. 3 players from the terrorists, but with the bomb down and a flashbang available, that's not even needed. Sobol comes in from behind to shut them down, and Meniz finally will add the cherry on top. 15th round has been gained from PACT, and with that, Level Up will have themselves a little bit stretched thin economically as well. Actually, are they stretched thin? Money isn't great. So the utility is not good. Okay.
Yeah, utility is a bit sparse. Only the one Molotov going to be brought through into this round, so expect that to just kind of sail through towards door early in to this one. But, I mean, that's that mistake. That faster pace from PACT catches Level Up off guard. I like the reaction here, though. A bit of aggression outside. They're taking control away, making it a high contest area, but Meniz, that was an absolute sitter. Rotating into his angle that he's holding with the AWP. Still not able to find the frag. Meanwhile, AVN found one outside.
Oh, no. AVN on outside has been pretty impressive so far, especially that one round comes to mind. But yeah, D will continue aggressing forward, catches off Darko as well. This is very much a telegraphed play from Level Up, though. This is exactly what you're expecting after the CTs of have their economy shocked, or at least have themselves shocked. The outside aggression play is very much the norm and the go-to. Goofy finds himself one. AVN is there for the trade, and now there's a 2 versus 4. Meniz has missed a few doozies, but can he get these ones in the anti-retake? Lunatic finds one, is keeping himself alive by dancing on the railing. Meniz gets one more. Equalization's achieved. Lunatic missteps, and he will have Meniz go down with him. 9th round secured for Level Up. Great retake comes out, but again, money on the T side's not an issue. Loss bonus is good enough that with the bomb plant they can get it. CT side, they pick up the AWP, yes, but this is going to be very much an uphill battle without Molotovs to scorch the earth in front of you.
Yeah, every time they're losing players, it's like they're adding another weight on their back as they're trying to go up the hill, right? It's getting more and more difficult to reinvest into these rounds given the heavy casualties. They actually have a better buy somehow this time around with a secondary AWP, which is good to see because I thought their money was going to be in a much rougher position. They have more utility off the back of it as well. Of course, Dimka to purchase for Mas. The fact that they're disrespecting outside and making PACT expend so much utility to flush that position out is a great sign for Level Up. They're really in their heads about how much force they're going to present towards that position. And it does mean that PACT will have a few less pieces of utility to take bomb fights with.
North smokes come through, as they will be changing things up just a little bit. This is the first time we've seen PACT pull out this particular set of smokes. It's very good at countering outside aggression, and they've already found 2 kills. This could be the goodbye for Level Up. However, they are going to find it at the very bitter end, and the end is very bitter. And it might be nigh unless D can find a few great shots. He's broken the glass, and with that, he's faking it out as if he's moving back into the bomb site. Will now do so. Back to ramp he goes. As the T side, they are playing with the idea of still hitting A.
Yeah, Sobol on this lurk, he's going to go up towards the heavens, and I don't think they have any idea that this is a possibility. Necrogenesis, no, he does go and peek it, but it's just not going to be able to hit the shot. Sobol gets both. It's suddenly D in a 1 versus 4, the AWP in hand, and this is not looking likely. The rotation will have been heard as well. They can hear that from the site, and looking to play the off angle is Lunatic. D, he'll be unsuspecting. He's clearing out these angles, trying to make things easier for himself, but there it is. Lunatic delivers the